Uh, I will first thank Kasita for having laid a big platform like this. I'm Mujuni Dixon, a Boda Boda Rider, Secretary General, Boda Boda Industry Uganda. Through Kasita, we had to present some of our challenges upon which we had seen experienced under the EPS Auto. And this time around, Kasita has given us a platform whereby we are requesting the government to do a free mandatory inspection and training for border borders. When we are talking about road accident, the government is talking about road accident, road crashes, and the border borders on the top. And it's here we would like to request the government to do a mandatory free training for border borders at a subsidy of a driving permit, which will be at like a motivation to see that our people benefit and we save their lives. Another thing, we need to have a continuous sensitization. Not everyone is going to understand in the first day you have understood. We applaud the government to do continuous sensitization of our drivers on the roads, such that they know. Another thing is about the fine. We're requesting the government itself, maybe through the Ministry of Finance, should give us a reasonable fine. Like for the border, you can't penalize him 1M in the fine. Yet the border is over 5M, it goes, others are on loan, the Marvins will pick them up, you understand. So it should be a reasonable fine to promote road safety. We acknowledge road safety is paramount to this country of Uganda, but it shouldn't be a revenue tool. It shouldn't be a revenue tool to the government. Another thing we'll talk about the time. Honestly now, the government should look at the time. The 72 hours are small for our people. We don't have that specific money always there to cater for the fines. So they should look into it. And lastly, the tendency of corruption should be eliminated among government workers. Please, if we are dealing with the life of our people, it shouldn't be compromised because my motorcycle fleet belongs to a general, whatever. It should be applicable to all of them. So we thank Kasita for having laid us this platform, and we applaud that. Thank you very much.
Good to go? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to thank you for this time. I want to thank all our stakeholders as Kasita Uganda, and as our mandate is for advocacy, we are pleased that we held a stakeholders meeting this morning where stakeholders from the border industry, from motor vehicles, logistics, we have insurance here, we have the service providers, the traders, and many other people. So our utmost objective is always to give a platform to our members so we can articulate. Now, we have realized that the EPS Auto is a welcome program to the public, but there are a lot of adjustments, there are a lot of recommendations that have come in, which are in good faith. So we do request government to implement and take note of our input, because we are the consumers, we are the users, and it really makes a lot of sense if the end user is the one who is advising on how to best handle a project. So we want to thank you, and we look forward to having our input incorporated in the review that is going on. And at the end of that day, lives do matter, and we all agree that yes, safety first, we want to be safe. Two, we've looked at a number, the sensitive people, let them be aware, let them own, let them know of these projects. But lastly, let these engagements not be a one-time. Let's have them sustainable, let's have them continuous. Otherwise, we want to thank you, and God bless you. What we have agreed in the meeting, you cannot attach a time frame to the sensitization, because this is a national program. And so when you attach a time frame, it might work for some places, But then think about the countries. At what point will they come to the same level? So that's why we are saying that sensitization should not be limited. It should be endless. Let everyone come on board.
We are particularly appreciative of Kasita and the efforts to engage the different sectors of the public that are affected directly and indirectly by the proposed EPS program of the government. We have been told of the benefits, but we do believe that the government erred when it implemented without following the right channels, especially in relation to the consumers who are the public. And I'm appreciative that Kasita has put us in this room for us to share these experiences and then forward them to the responsible ministry for maybe rectification before maybe this project is relaunched. For us as car dealers, one of our biggest concerns, and which remains a pertinent issue, is that the larger percentage of vehicles that we trade in are actually sold on credit basis. Now, obviously, this is the trend in business right now, because a lot of people cannot afford these vehicles up front. And the methodology we use is that we only transfer good in title, or we transfer to the consumer's name upon completion of the balance. I think it's the very same model that's being employed in the motorcycle sector. So you find that we, as the people that are providing these goods, have our TIN numbers flooded by the penalties. Imagine if you've sold 10 vehicles. That means all the penalties from all the different 10 consumers are going to end up in your TIN. And further, to actually aggravate the issue, the URA is proceeding then to suspend our TINs under the guise that we have an obligation to government. So we've also raised that very pertinent issue, because considering that 80 to 85% of sales in Uganda today in the motor vehicle, and I'm very confident in the motorcycle sector, are made on a credit basis, it then puts the entire transport sector in jeopardy if the right methodology of implementation is not put in place ultimately, because then either we stop making credit sales, which becomes a bit of a problem for the average Ugandan, or the proper way of transacting is put in place. Again, I would like to appreciate Kasita, because I think this time we as the private sector will be able, through engagements like this, to make our voice heard. I think there was a lot of backlash that the government decided to even suspend the project. And so, Kasita, we appreciate you, and we'll ask for more engagements like this such that we can have these proposals shared with government for consideration before the next rollout.
Issues that came out of this meeting is on the issue of sensitization versus enforcement. As we experienced on the road, you know, when the EPS was rolled out, you had more people facing the fines and having to pay the fines, not knowing what they are paying for. So the traders and all the stakeholders in this meeting today, they said, you know what, Mr. Government, sir, start with education. That is educating the drivers, the riders, and all the road users, and they know what is expected of them. After doing the education, make sure the engineering is right. The roads are properly marked, the signs are there, and it's the roads designed for everyone, not just only vehicles. And after you've done the driver education and the road users education, then you can go to enforcement as the last resort, not starting with enforcement. So that's one issue that came out strong out of this engagement. Then the other issue was the proceeds that come from the fines. A good portion of it should be spent towards road safety. And road safety, we are talking about driver education. And the driver education, the big point that was emphasized was the section of border borders. You know, border borders, they account for almost 50% of the road crashes in Uganda. But less than 10% of them have ever had any formal training on how to use the road. So if the proceeds that come from the fines, a portion of it is spent on making sure you educate the road users who are particularly the riders, boarders, then you are curing the issue of road safety, not just basically making money from the people. I think I'm done.
First of all, I want to say that I'm grateful that I'm here. So, Vebali Nyo Kasita. Yeah, I promised that my next interview will be in Luganda, but I'm far from that. But what I'm seeing from this engagement that is actually very good, that most of our stakeholders understand the concept and really support the issues that had been raised. And one thing I want to say that unfortunately not everyone who'd been invited to this meeting, they show up. But I want to ask Kasita to provide the minutes from this meeting formally to the government. So what we've raised here will be taken care of and taken action of. Another thing that Mr. Dixon this morning mentioned, that there's one thing that really stuck in my mind, that safety attitude is the key. Because we all using these roads, as a pedestrian or as a driver, it doesn't matter. But safety attitude is the key for saving lives, saving money, and making our economy move. And this is one of the key things. And very lastly, before I finish, I want to mention that every meeting that we have, I am seeing that most of our stakeholders understand that our company as a service provider used as a tool, which is supposed to support making our roads safer and helping the government to avoid some of the issues that had been here before, which also makes there's a program 2040 that is planned to make Ugandan growth tenfold, and this is one of the stones in that structure that make the country moving forward. So as soon as it is used properly, this tool will help to develop, to save lives, and to save money, and helping in growth. Thank you so much.
Anatandiseda basebo ne bannyabo erinnya lyange nze Abel Mwesije, CEO Kasita Uganda. Kyamukisa nnyo nti olunaku olwaleero tubadde ne meeting ne bamembers baffe abava mu bitongole ebyenjawulo, abava mu bodaboda, ab'amamotoka, abali mu kutambuza emirimu, abasuubuzi, naye nga ekitukuŋŋaanyiza ffenna kwe kukubaganya ebirowoozo n'okuwaayo endowooza zaffe eri government ne ba service provider butya bwe tulowooza enenkola ya auto express penalties gyesobola okukolamu. Tukkiriziganyiza n'abateesa bonna nti programs zino za kutaasa bulamu ku nguudo n'awalala wonna, kye tutawakanya. Naye ne tusaba nti abantu abasinga babadde tebanaba kubitegeera, abantu tebanaba kubuulirirwa. Ekyokubiri, tutunuulidde emiwendo oba engasi oba fines nga zaali waggulu ennyo, ne tugamba nti mu review gye bali mu kukola emiwendo gikendeere. Ekyokubiri, tutunuulidde ennaku gavumenti ze yali yateekawo oba mu project eno essaawa 72 tutunuulidde nga ntono nnyo. N'olwekyo ne tusaba nti mu kureviewinga gavumenti eyongeze ku nnaku, kubanga ekyemabega kibadde ku nnaku 28. So ne tusaba nti revising ku nnaku ezo. Basi nekirala ne tutunuulira bwe tutuuka mu bizinesi ez'abannaffe nga abatunda motoka, abatunda pikipiki, tukirabye nga nze bwe mba nvuga piki weesanga nga ebitundu 85 ku buli 100 abavuga piki bavuga za bbanja. N'olwekyo bw'oba owadde ebipapula bino bali abatunda mirundi emingi be bagenda okufuna ebipapula bino. N'olwekyo ne tugamba nti mu kifo ky'okugamba nti mu abatunda mufunye message mugende musasule, bateekewo enkola nga nze nga Abel akoze ensobi oba akoze omusango, mufune butya bwe munsanga, so si kunoonya ate mwami Matovu atunda piki ate nga yagenda okunsasulira. Bino byonna tugenza okulaba nga singa gavumenti esigala ng'etaddewo omwagaanya ogw'abantu nga ffe n'okuwaayo ebirowoozo byaffe, kubanga ffe abakozesa programs zino, ffe abatambula, ffe abatunda, ffe abakola buli kimu, nti ne gavumenti kijja kujjanguyira. N'olwekyo tusaba nti komiti gye baateekawo ku reviewinga eteeke mu nkola oba ewulirize ebirowoozo byaffe, era nga kaseera kano ke tuli mu bululu tukimanyi bulungi nti abantu bavuga bubi ku makubo, yensonga kitugambye nti nedda wateekeddwa okubeerawo omukono ogubalungamya naye ate si mu ngeri eri ate eyonoona. Mwebale nnyo.